Just drinking in the Universal logo right now.
Oh,
so fucking majestic.
Oh wait, we're starting it now.
Yeah, we are now live. Our faces and everything are live now. We're not starting.
The stream is live. Yeah, we haven't synced it yet.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting to the black.
So my friend Jack can see me now.
Yes.
Oh yes. Hello, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
Jack also works for the Lincoln Project, so he's
hey. Hey, yeah, that's our demo. We and the Lincoln Project. Same demo.
Wait, tell me when to pause it or whatever.
Now, pretty much.
Yeah,
all right.
It's fine if we're like not.
Yeah, we're gonna be like a few seconds off. That's just the nature of this.
It's just the way it works. So just but we'll be in the same like musical number at the same time. So
that works. And I'll just have the microphone really close to me so it doesn't pick up my phone over here.
Perfect.
Sounds good. Also, I won't be able to keep an eye on chat just with the way I have everything set up for the stream. So sorry, chat. It's not that I don't love you. It's that I can't afford to love you now. I have to keep all my strength to survive cats.
We have a Jake and a Jack in chat right now, and I think that's beautiful.
Actually, I can have the stream open and try to track it. I mean, but actually, you're logged in.
I have it open as well. So,
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, hey, if you click on over, that's another viewer.
Yeah.
Them numbies go up, baby.
I'm gonna mute the YouTube stream and just have it sitting here. How about that?
Yeah, exactly. As long as it doesn't crush your bandwidth.
That's also true. Huh?
Yeah, but I should be. Work sent me a second monitor so that I could do better work from home, and I've of course used that only for live streaming.
I have a Cintiq over here where I could hypothetically do the same thing, but I just use it as like a poster board where I paste post-its.
Yeah.
I use Procreate for drawing. I bought both with this grant I got, and I figured out which one is my favorite.
Yeah. So we're it's a friggin' Sunday afternoon.
Oh yeah.
We're just chilling here.
We can introduce all of ourselves at the beginning, and then we'll go ahead and give instructions on how to sync up for the audience.
That's beautiful. All right. I will go first then, since this is my YouTube channel. What's up, everybody? I am Kevin Lanigan, former host of the podcast Podcats, where we did about 20 some odd episodes leading up to Tom Hooper's Cats. And here on the 1-year anniversary, I'm happy to be here with my friends and give you a live stream commentary of Tom Hooper's Cats.
All right, I'll go ahead and go next. I am Jacob Keller, also known as KelleHerald. I'm a Twitch streamer, and this is going to be my first watching of the film Cats, and I am reasonably terrified. But I'm here, and that's really the extent of it. I'm here. I made popcorn. I don't even like popcorn, but just appropriate.
No, that's apropos.
See, okay, I just tried having the stream open in another window, but it was killing my bandwidth, so
yeah, no,
I can't.
Don't worry about it. I won't.
I was also logged in as the Hilltop Show, and it was going to take more bandwidth to switch accounts, so I didn't want to shame all 50 college-age team members.
No, I think we're good, and like I have it open, but I'm also going to be watching the movie Cats, so I don't think I'll be monitoring it particularly closely.
I just figured out how to open chat, so I'll be able to have it as well now.
Oh, okay, cool. So everyone, chat, you go nuts over there. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do. Alex, you need to introduce yourself.
Indeed. Here, I'm just plugging in my phone because what with 49,000 photos on there, it gets ugly with battery life.
That's a lot of photos.
Yeah, don't ask what they're of. My name is Alex Bowman, and I am a well, how do I introduce myself for this? I draw cartoon characters for the Lincoln Project, but I've been told indirectly that I'm not allowed to say I work for them on any real platform thing like this. So, but that's my only real calling card. And a Georgetown student and host of the Georgetown University political comedy web series and talk show, The Hilltop Show. So that's what this mic is for, which is my pride and joy. Look at it.
That's beautiful.
I like that the Lincoln Project was very clear about we do not want to be associated with the Cats watch through.
I didn't even think that through, but you saved Rick Wilson's hide. Good on you, thank you.
Yeah, we are in no way affiliated with the Cats live commentary.
Trust me, I've drawn Joe Biden as a cat for them, and it has their paid for by us, not authorized by any candidate thing on it.
So I think we're legally in the clear here, from both the Lincoln Project and Universal Pictures, the studio behind Cats. Yeah. So the
Joe
way
Biden
this...
sees the not paid for by any candidate. He's like, oh, thank God.
Oh, thank God. Oh.
It'd be very weird if candidates are just paying like not even like for attack ads, just commissions. Like you go to like the Six Flags cartoonist, like, hey, I want this of like this political figure, like pay $20 and I just send it to him.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, so the way this is all going to work is that here momentarily, hopefully everyone at home that is interested in watching Cats has pulled it up. It's on HBO Max right now. You can rent it for $4 American US dollars. And we are just going to sync it all together, and we will be watching the movie. For legal reasons, we cannot put it on the screen because I do not want Tom Hooper's many lawyers to come after me. Even though he is
many lawyers.
I'm sure he does. He's a rich man.
Okay.
A rich Oscar winner. I guarantee you he has many lawyers, and I don't want to deal with any of them.
To not be sentenced for making this, he has to have lawyers.
Yeah, he has to have lawyers. He is in director jail, but he is lucky he is not in regular jail.
Yeah.
Actually, sorry, I don't want us to be able to start, but has he directed anything in the last year?
No, not so. I mean, because this came out 1 year ago today, and then like 3 months after that, COVID went down. So there's not really, and as we all know, they were literally like finishing this up until the exact last possible moment. Yes. Like they were submitting their term paper on Blackboard at 11:59:59.
They were crossing out certain things right up to the point of cinematic debate.
Yeah.
So and where they accidentally send the wrong file and the teacher doesn't find out till Monday. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I sent the wrong file. Here's the actual file after working on it all weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they pulled a classic trick. They accidentally released the King's Speech again, which that was great. That's a good movie. And then they fixed it up until the moment. And then they did indeed, like a video game, do a post-release patch where they changed the digital file. Yeah, for the Judi Dench's wedding ring, etc.
The day one patch of Cats.
A day one patch of Cats.
It was taken down from the PlayStation 4 store.
Yeah, they added a new character, Symmetra. They had to get you ready for that. So this...
At one point, they just had T.S. Eliot walk into the film and say, I am completely chill with everything happening here, and walk on the screen.
I consent to this. This is as I wanted it. All right. So I think about 12 minutes into a commentary is a perfect time to get the ball rolling here.
All right. We're going to be syncing on the end of the Universal logo. So once that's like fading away, if you're on HBO Max, it's going to be at the 1 minute mark. So everyone has time to get set up. I'll go ahead and just count us down at 10 and we'll click go on everything.
Love it.
If you're on Amazon Prime, and this is based on my guess of what the end of the Universal logo is, it's 24 seconds in.
So. Yeah, that's the same as it is on moviesanywhere.com, which sounds like a piracy website, but is a legitimate website.
I was going to ask, actually, but yeah.
All right. No, because I, of course, own the Cats Blu-ray, and I got a free digital copy with the Cats Blu-ray.
Amazing.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Oh, and it's beautiful. It's already just so gorgeous.
I love that logo. That looks so
beautiful. It's really
hand
nice.
Drawn. That's really nice. They made a really nice logo in substitution of the fact that they couldn't come up with a name for that production company.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is or what that is. Just drink in the majesty and look the kitty cat face in the cloud. And then the synth comes in. This is the greatest film I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful. This is my third time watching this. Because I saw it in theaters opening night, not Rise of Skywalker, not Bombshell. I saw Cats. And
you could see more than one movie.
And then I've watched not that night, not after Cats, where the world just seems so beautiful and colorful after. Reaffirmed my faith in humanity.
This is true. Okay, the first one has appeared. Okay, now there are 3 of them.
Yeah, they're everywhere. This is, of course, our first and only view of humans in the film, which raises a number of questions.
I think the
I made
only
a short-
question so far is why, and it's so loud in my head.
Jacob, how are you digging these 80s synths?
It is earnestly, I'm at this point where, like, I don't even, like, I can't, like, I haven't processed anything yet.
Good.
There was
that is
this-
not, that is the idea. Enjoy the music. Bathe in the music.
There was this great article over at The Atlantic after the release of this film that just essentially said, just settle in and enjoy the cats. Like, this is what it is. Buckle up for the ride. Do not look for reason. Do not look for rhyme. I think it was a David Sims piece. I'm not 100% on
Hey,
that.
that garbage can looks like a cat eye. I just noticed it. It's gone.
There they go.
So, by the way, I made an stop motion animated short film, like Fantasia style, synchronized with that opening song. So I've listened to that thousands of times,
Oh,
and I should
yeah.
email you the Vimeo link later.
Please do.
Very good. Flying 24. You look at a king. Sorry, I won't do that.
It's okay.
This is one of the songs I listen to aggressively while walking around campus from class to class. So I associate it this also with, adulthood and freedom. This song is specifically.
I turned on subtitles because I thought maybe it'd be a salvation for this. It isn't.
No.
It was classic poetry written by a genius British poet in the 30s.
That is then set to music.
Actually, this song is the one that wasn't written by that guy. So
Well,
never
that's
mind.
true. Oh, this is a fucking bop. What a way to open a show. This keeps the great aesthetic that the Broadway show usually has, which is like, oh, this is a junkyard somewhere that they're all hanging out in. And this is the most we get into that. And I appreciate that.
You're right. It is a junkyard. I didn't think about that. The other day I was
Yeah.
thinking how annoyed I was that they went everywhere else but a junkyard. But you're right.
Right.
They started.
They go to like a back alley, and then this is some sort of like trash pile in the middle of London.
Yeah, exactly. One thing you have to appreciate is the lighting. Look at that.
I really like the neons that they use in
Yeah,
this movie.
look at that.
lot
There's
of-
pink, there's orange, there's purple up in that other corner. I love that's beautiful. Like regardless of what you think of the things on the screen, that's beautiful.
If you look away from the cats and look at all the background work, there's a lot of beautiful
If you
things
pay
going on.
attention to everything else except what the film is, like, it's almost okay.
Well, I mean,
pretty good.
think of some guy who spent his job for like 5 years was to work on the lighting in this film. Like that guy did a beautiful job. I don't like that. I messed up the melody. That wasn't cool. Okay, we're
Yes.
definitely in London right now. I like that. That's great.
And they've added some sort of terrible club beat under this. It's
It's a rave.
cat rave. No, the cat rave comes later at the end of Act 1.
With the sea. Ah. They're all barefoot.
As well they should be.
You should
They're
know
cats.
this.
Yeah, I haven't decided what's more disturbing: the fact that they're not wearing clothes, or the ones that are wearing like some clothes. Like
I see. The old Donald Duck paradox, right? Why is he wearing a shirt but no pants? What are the rules?
Garfield does
Oh,
that sometimes, where he'll wear
Idris.
just a shirt or just pants.
That Garfield, he's always
Or-
up to no good.
Yakko wears just pants.
Yeah,
In Animaniacs.
that's true.
No, his fur is green. Okay, that face looks photoshopped. That's a beautifully designed poster. Is this how you do a film live stream?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah, no.
talking about the movie Cats. This is right.
I apologize that I'm not contributing much to like. I'm just like
You're murmur. You're basking in it.
it's.
It's okay. He's experiencing it for the first time. You have to do it however you need to do it.
Exactly. You have
Like,
to.
however you need to cope, you cope. But
Like, I don't think I have ADHD, but if I do, it's allowed to come out right now, and it's
Yeah.
enjoying itself.
I think they're cutting a little too much. I wish we could get some nice long takes of the dancing. I think we're doing too many little sets.
I think it's similar to Jaws, where they don't want to show it off that much because they know it's not good.
Right, selectively use the shark.
Exactly.
There he is. Okay.
I also think I got like 3 seconds off after I did subtitles.
Oh, that's fine. We're not gonna be perfectly synced.
But it's just one of the things, like, every now and again, like, you guys comment on something, it's like, oh, good, a warning.
Oh, all right, I can avert my eyes. Perfect.
You know, part of me looks at this and wonders what here is green screen and what here is handcrafted set.
The set is pretty much all real. The deep backgrounds are green screen, but all these buildings they just built. As much as all the cats are CGI over people bodies, they're wearing no cat makeup. But the sets they decided to build for real, and I think that looks really good. Like the nice wet street with the neon lights. I think that looks that's Blade Runner, baby. That's beautiful.
Well, you hear a lot, the big critique of this, like the scaling is so off. I don't see any off scaling.
You'll see it. It gets inconsistent, but you'll see.
I have watched this many times.
Well, that's
I have
true.
looked repeatedly for
I'll
scale
point
issues.
it out.
Okay.
Because it is there. People were justified in that. But right now, you could assume that, like, okay, a cat standing on its hind legs, they're about like 2 feet tall, 2.5.
Oh, are they scaled to a cat standing on its
Yeah, they are a cat size.
Oh,
because
right,
that's why they can't get up to like the counter and stuff.
Is their head at cat on its hind legs level, or is it cat on all fours level?
I believe it's cat on hind legs level, because cat on all fours level would be down to that curb.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. These two suck. Can we just
These are only questions you have while on coffee watching this.
Yeah, exactly. They're so mean.
I mean, that's every mean girl I encountered in high school, right there.
This is true. This is Regina George and Gretchen Wieners. Karen decided not to join the Jellicle Ball, actually.
And that's what's his name? Should be more versed in that.
Munkus Strap.
Who's the nice kid from Mean Girls? Oh, I know.
Oh,
who's the nice kid from Mean Girls?
Are you talking about like Damien, the gay kid?
Damien, yeah. I was matched with him 93% on that character psychology test thing.
That's probably the best Mean Girls character you could get aligned with. I think he doesn't do anything to anybody.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's like that test though measures you against every character from all of popular culture, and they matched me with him. So I more than Leslie Knope, who I thought.
Oh, that one. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got like a character from the Princess Bride, not Princess Bride, Pride and Prejudice.
Congratulations! Which one?
I have no clue. I'd never seen Pride and Prejudice, so
Mr.
I have nothing to compare about it. I think like Elizabeth. Is there like Elizabeth there?
Oh
yeah,
gosh,
Elizabeth. Well, congratulations, Mazel Tov on being Elizabeth.
What do you think of this part? This is the weird part.
Yeah, no. This is the song I did for podcast, and I mentioned this. This would be so interesting.
The reason
if this was like the nature of the film, where they talked about like the true names, and that was the plot that driven it. Yes. This is just like nonsense.
Yeah, it's just
not
anything.
This is the part in the stream where I can start reading right from the book.
Oh, Christ. No.
Although I don't need to.
Please don't. It's all up on the screen. They put everything up on the screen.
Look how cute these little characters are. They completely blew it. Like they did my guy Ed Gorey so dirty.
There's Munkus Strap, who sucks. I
what?
hate him.
How can you say that?
In this movie, he sucks.
Oh, how so? Back up your claim with evidence.
I don't think he acts or sings good. Would be my main critique.
I'm just throwing this out here. At this point in the film, they are literally singing a song about their names, and I still don't know who any of them are.
Well, they haven't. Well,
that's the point of the rest of the movie.
Yeah, this is what you have to look forward to: is that the rest of the movie is songs about each of their names. So congratulations on that.
Because if you think about it, as you will soon realize, the whole film was like about what your identity is. And it's not just your name or what people see you to be on the surface. It's about what you're passionate about and how you relate to other characters.
That's right.
And then at the end, it's so great because they bring in the character they rejected because they all thought they were so wise about hearing and understanding other people. But then they learn to accept.
Spoilers for Cats, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Again,
I don't think cats can be spoiled.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
no. Like in order to spoil something, it needs to have a plot.
Right, and this
And to
truly,
my understanding, Cats does not.
the movie does try to inject plot into it. It is a mixed bag of how well that works.
I didn't like this. He's ruining it. He's ruining it. Don't sing, buddy. Don't try to sing.
They also, like, they made a bold choice here with Mr. Mistopheles, where they made him like a klutz and a fuck up, whereas like in the stage version, he's like a fantastical, magical, leaping and jumping sort of cat, and they made him a soft boy here, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Dumb introvert.
Yeah, and I don't know about this choice.
Like in the other one, he was glamorous, glitzy,
Yeah.
graceful introvert.
They straight washed him a little bit. They were like, no, this cat's too gay. We need to get this. Disgusting.
It's hard for me to believe that at any point throughout the creation of this film that there was an ounce of restraint used in any facet. That there was any point when they said a little less.
Well, I see, because Tom Hooper here, Tom Hooper's coming off like several Oscar nominations, Oscar wins. Like, it's just a huge run that he's on of like every movie he makes just like shit's gold. And so when they were making Cats, no one said no. Like at any juncture of this movie, no one said no. And that is one of the most beautiful things that could have happened, is that no one stopped this.
Jack, I know you're watching, or I hope you're watching still. I would not blame you if you weren't, but I wish I could be there to see what you're saying and respond to it, but I can't. It would kill my internet, so I wish I could be there to respond.
Jack, the last thing I have from Jack, he said, "Hi, everyone," as we were starting the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will firmly...
He might have died.
Okay. The poor kid is a high school senior applying to colleges, and he's under a lot of stress, so
And you added more stress to the life by introducing this?
Yeah. All right, and now here we are.
Terrible.
We're meeting the Gumby cat, Jenny Anydots, as played by Rebel Wilson. And there's so much horror to be found in this scene, and I can't wait to share it with all of you.
I feel like I will happily sign a blood oath to not speak a word during the next 4 minutes.
Great, because I have so much to say. So we're already doing dumbass pratfalls. I can't just...
It is so bad. It hurts.
This is some sit shaming. Like, they're just like, oh, all she does is sit. I'm like, yeah, she's a cat. I love this. Love that we're getting some crotch scratching 14 minutes into Cats. They just couldn't wait. Now we're just getting a real down the taint shot.
There was some serious editing and post that happened right there.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot more lewd. They cut out a lot of graphic material.
Jacob, your face.
I'm having a hard time, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Like this film feels like like you were talking about how like no one said.
Oh, that's
no.
my Twitter cover photo. Is that shot right there? That's my Twitter cover photo. It's terrifying.
It just feels like this is what happens when the bystander effect goes into film. When everyone just like someone else will have to stop this.
No, Jacob, how could we stop it? She trains mice, and they are all played by children. Oh, don't they just look great?
Well, then she explicitly right there acknowledges she's going to eat them afterwards.
Yeah, she's training them so she can eat them. She'll grind their bones to make her bread or whatever the fuck.
Also, you guys were like just defending the scale of this. Like, I feel like the mice just threw off the scale big time.
Yeah, because the mice should be like half a cat, but a mouse is mouse sized to a person here. So the scale is radical.
That's true. I've not noticed that before.
I will say, Jenny Anydots is a great name for a cat.
That's an excellent
That's
cat
true.
name. I think the cats have excellent names. As much as this show is about.
I know 3 names: Victoria, Mistopheles, and Jenny Dots. So far, I agree with
Jenny Anydots.
They're one. They're 1 for 3. That's
okay. You don't like magical Mr. Mistopheles?
I don't know. Maybe it's just like the cat ruined the name for me.
That's fair.
Also, I feel like I also want an apology because prior to the cats even being released, we did a tabletop game of it. And
Yes, Jellicles and Ne'er-do-wells.
Yeah, and I kept pronouncing it Jellicel or something like that.
Yeah.
And like now it like just feels so far and foreign. Like, oh man, I mess that word up so often.
You know, I was having my brother listen to this song, and he's like, it's really unfortunate that the singing is so bad, and it's associated with this film because it is a very good piece of music.
Yeah. Now, Jacob, what you're experiencing here, these are cockroaches that are Rockettes, that she has, again, trained these cockroaches to dance like this.
Also gonna eat them.
Yeah.
Hold on, my hair's messed up. Give me a second.
No, it's okay.
See.
No, it's very normal. What's happening is good, and now she's eating them. And now she's eating them and unzipping her flesh.
That's a cute outfit.
Oh, they're dancing on the cake? Stop eating them. No!
She unzipped her flesh. Are we not getting that more pause?
Yeah, she unzipped her flesh.
Also, wait, is that outfit CG?
That's an excellent question, actually.
No, she
I think
has more flesh underneath the
yeah, she shed her skin like a snake.
Also, they added a jazz riff there that is not heard in the soundtrack.
I think it works for what we're doing.
Completely
Here.
useless information, but I hope you enjoyed it.
You think it works? You can look at this and say it works?
Yes. Yes. Jason Derulo.
It's a J. Okay, what is with the scale on that piece of meat?
That's an excellent question. So it's because again, it's like it would be to a person, but like
Correct.
only slightly larger, whereas it should be like the size of the cat's torso.
Correct.
Oh, now we're in it.
Whatever I did to my hair did not help at all. It is worse than it was before. His tail is a question mark. Because he's curious. That's why.
Oh, and the British accent on Rum Tum Tugger is iffy.
I'll be honest, I had never heard Jason Derulo before this.
Me neither, actually. I'll cop to that. I don't know who this guy is. I know he's famous.
Also, someone had to animate all of those tails. That was one thing they couldn't have done with either just the fur technology by itself or motion capture. Like, there's CG work there that went in. It was very hard and painstaking. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
They just don't let him go. This song, they should let him just, like, freestyle and go wild, and they just don't let him do it.
You're complaining about the lack of there's too much restraint for you, Kevin? They held him too far back?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Well, the song attempts to allude to Elvis.
Yeah.
But the idea of the character is that he's free flowing, and Elvis is free flowing, but more just arrogant, and they couldn't decide which take they wanted to go. And that's not necessarily Tom Hooper's fault. That's Andrew Lloyd Webber's fault. They couldn't decide what character archetype they were going for.
This is true. And I would have remixed it to like a Prince or something. You know, if we're bringing in like Jason Derulo, I think that works. And then the 80s aspect of it, but whatever. They didn't let me make cats.
Also, those cats have.
I like the headlights though. I think that's nice.
Reason. Oh yeah.
I hate this though. I hate everything Jenny is doing here. We don't need the Statler and Waldorf routine from Jenny Anydots.
That bothered me so much in the theater. She's like, we love the songs. That's why part of the reason why this musical is popular is because the songs are amazing.
This is arguably the best one.
Don't interrupt the songs. Oh, also the anatomy of how the tails just come right out of because tails are a continuation of the spine, and they made them so they just kind of like an extra arm sticking out as opposed to a continuation of the spine.
Right, they have a butt arm as opposed to...
I feel like that's a restriction of them making the cats bipedal, though. Because otherwise they just shoot straight down and then like...
that's true. That's true.
It's kind of like Penguins of Madagascar, how at the end he sprouts the...
Yeah, this movie is exactly like Penguins of Madagascar.
I'm glad someone said it.
Oh, because that one, this Rum Tum Tugger really reminds me of Kowalski, my favorite penguin from the Penguins of Madagascar.
So dial back the Moxies, sass mouth.
But like, look at I like this set. I like the blues and the pinks. I think it looks really nice. And this is terrible. Them
That's
guzzling
troubling.
his white cream is a little upsetting. I will say.
Oh no!
I will
I had
say.
not processed that. I had not processed that, Kevin.
I will give credit, like, as a spectacle, like a car crash level spectacle. Like, it does good in a lot of regards. There,
That's
it's
what
flashy,
I'm saying.
It's fun.
It's not boring.
It's
it's just never boring.
Yeah, but like a lot of things aren't boring. That doesn't mean they're good.
See, Jacob, that is what a lot of critics said. Like, I enjoyed it in the same way I would enjoy watching, a Russian car crash. It's a Russian car crash. I don't know what's special about those.
I mean, I'm trying to like still remain like the critic, though. I will say there are moments I'm enjoying a lot more than I expected. I expected to
Thank you.
complain a lot and be bored. All I have is complaining a lot.
Yeah,
That was the Last Week Tonight line. It's like, you might have a lot of questions after watching that video, but you might notice that "Am I bored?" is not one of them.
100%.
I will say,
"Am I bored?" is not one of them.
Not one of them.
Again, nothing against the furry community, but like I feel like for the movie Cats, like taking the cat direction, and then every chance they get, they're like, we're gonna make this sexual, might have been a bad call.
I disagree, Gary. Also, Joe Conroy in the chat. Shout out. Can't believe you're here.
Do you know that guy?
Yeah,
He's
it's one of
a
our
friend
buddies.
ours.
It's so weird that he's here right now.
He was a good friend of ours. If he's here now, he's not going to be later.
The disrespect this shows Academy Award winner Jennifer Hudson is, I think, unforgivable. I think
Jacob here is our one connection to the real sane world. Like, the fact that
exactly.
one skeptic here allows us to remain integrated.
You guys are able to go wild with your love of this show because I add a level of realism to it.
Yeah, you're the straight man. You drag us back down, right? You keep us.
Exactly. Thank you. See, look at that pink, beautiful, majestic line.
I love it.
Amazing. I was trying to say magenta, and I said majestic.
All good. Both are true.
Oh, she's one of the first characters who has the fur coat thing on top of the fur.
Which, again, raises far too many questions. I think Rum Tum Tugger did as well.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah. And Ginny Any Dots 100% did before she, like, shredded her own flesh for a kick line.
Ripped her own flesh. There's an X-Men character called Husk, and she can remove a layer of skin and conjure some other substance underneath it, like metal or something like that. And that is Jenny Anydot's superpower as well. She and Husk from the X-Men.
I feel like we have to deal with Cats first, Kevin, but I need to talk to you later about, like, is X-Men also okay? Because that's wild.
Well, I mean, and let's all remember.
Husk is cool.
Let's all remember. Let's also think about how that worked in a literary universe sense on the stage play, because she's like shed her clothes and had more flesh underneath, but it wasn't weird then.
Yes,
no, it was weird then. I'm willing to
no.
It was weird then.
It was like a costume change. There's something about it that doesn't work with the mental disconnect of, instead of these being people dressed as cats, which your mind is always consciously aware of in a stage setting, because they literalize it here, it makes certain things that work on stage no longer work because your brain. So like the cats having breasts, human breasts, for instance, when they're on stage, it makes sense because your brain knows that's a person in a costume. But if you're turning them into cats, it becomes weird that they have human breasts now.
Well, that's the one baffling creative decision here. Is the reason why the stage play works, exactly like you said, is you can't put a cat on stage, like a character cat on stage, without having it be a human. It is mandatory. It is what you must do. But with the medium of film, you have the choice to create an animated cat figure. So he completely misinterpreted what people like about cats and decided to emphasize and make inescapable the thing that people don't like about the show the stage show in the first place, is the fact that it's humans. So it just baffles me that he made that one inescapable creative decision. And that was the thesis of my article.
Is Grisabella the cat they reject?
Yeah. Also, look at this. Look at the disrespect that's about to happen to Academy Award winner Jennifer Hudson. They make her like crawl in the dirt, which they don't make the other cats do. That just feels disrespectful.
Oh, also she's crawling on her hands and knees.
Yeah, which the other cats don't do because they're
They
bipedal.
never do that. Correct. Which again, that is not weird in the stage show, but it's weird here.
But it's weird here because of other decisions that they've made.
It's like he didn't take my methods of cultural studies English class at Georgetown where you talk about this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not trying to make myself. I'm not an expert on this, but it's like basic. It's super like basic cinematic stuff that they didn't think through. It's like, who is this for? Who did they make this for? Who did they think would enjoy this? Because clearly we do.
You and me.
Clearly there are some people who get a ton of joy out of this. But if they're trying to use NBC Universal to create and market a film to the mainstream, this is not going to appeal to the mainstream.
This was not it.
And it is baffling to me that in the boardroom, maybe someone did raise their hand and say that, but it clearly did not get pushed further.
I've said it many times, and I'm actually very glad that this movie exists, but it should have been a 2D animated Aristocats style movie, is what it should have been. I think
you've seen the art, right? The Steven Spielberg.
Exactly. That's what it should have been.
Beautiful.
But I'm glad that we got this unholy abomination.
I'm glad too. Like, I'm hoping,
Idris
40
Elba.
years. I'm hoping 40 years from now to be able to have the position to remake a bunch of things cinematically, and I want to like redo The Hobbit, and I want to redo this.
Oh yeah, those are good choices. That was Rebel Wilson not wanting to be around for the rest of the movie, so they wrote her.
As I said, I was like 3 seconds behind. What just happened to Rebel Wilson's character?
See, and this is also one of the things that
You'll see.
Is he's one of my favorite characters, and they made him dig around in trash cans.
Yeah, I hate this. This is body horror that is about to occur. I hate it.
Like, I can't even watch this part. Like, there will come a point where for about 45 seconds I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna watch it because it bothers me.
I should have done that for an hour 50 minutes.
Like, they took a very good late night host and they just stole his dignity from him, and then dig around.
He's
in
just
trash.
eating trash.
Eating trash. Okay, I can't.
Fucking. It's so upsetting.
I'm having to listen to it too.
And there's always the question when you're reading or listening to Bustopher Jones is like, okay,
wait. It's cute.
Well, the question is he actually attending these restaurants, or is he dining in the back alley? Those are always the like internal question you have.
I choose to believe it's a BoJack Horseman situation where T.S. Eliot's world the animals are allowed to interact. Sure. But also, the whole point is that it's about cats who wish they were in these professions, right? Because the whole point of the book is it's cats who wish they were doing these things, and how children think that they're doing they have these other lives, Secret Life of Pets style, and T.S. Eliot is being jokey, sarcastic about what the kids and cats think they're capable of.
Exactly. And what we just got was James Corden looking dead down the barrel of the camera saying cats, after some bad improv, and then he lands on his
Look
balls.
How cute this once was. Look how precious this is.
And then he lands on his balls.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold this here so you know what could have been. Look how cute.
As he guzzles champagne.
No.
While he interrupted Rum Tum Tucker's threesome.
Cute this is. No, you can't dive into No, don't do that. This man has a respected career. He's talked with Paul McCartney. No.
Were those two separate thoughts, or was that your defense of the respected career?
I am no great fan of James Corden in general, so this is just like my nightmare.
Okay, he just threw up on her.
Yeah, he just threw up.
I like James Corden.
That's fine.
This makes me sad. No, the trash. No.
Stop it. Stop doing this.
Oh.
Stop making this happen.
His body definitely stretched in a rubber band like way there.
100%. Yeah, this is Buster Jones is actually this movie's adaptation of Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece.
No. The one saving grace is the music is good.
It's okay, but he's like Rex Harrison talk singing.
And
like,
I'd say. And then they add weird additions to things that.
There he is again.
There he is. Why are the windows red?
Buster Jones is right. Buster
Jones is right. See, I don't know.
Is Bustafer about to get Thanos'd?
That's the best way I've heard it described. Yes. Yeah, he's about to go bye-bye.
Poor Idris Elba. Poor
Has he
Idris
worked in anything since last year?
Let me check the IMDb.
Also, why are they playing the naming of cats in the background?
Because it's spooky.
Well, they should be playing McCavity's theme. What are they doing?
No, McCavity's too sexy of a song.
That's true.
McCavity's
also, we haven't got McCavity's song yet, so maybe they want to like save it for the
No,
reveal.
it's still coming. It's still coming.
Oh, they played it when he first appeared with Victoria. They played it in the background.
Yeah, he's been in a couple things since this, so he's moved on.
Okay, good.
And next year we get to see him in The Suicide Squad. I think a movie version of his show Luther. So Idris is going to be fine.
Also, interesting creative choice here. They went with the original 1981 version of
this song. Yeah, I hate this arrangement. It's really bad. I'm sorry.
Arrangement? You mean the version or this arrangement of the song?
I hate the movie version of this song. They might have fucked up a decent version of it, but like, it's not the version that's in the 89 production that like you watched before this is so good and singable and catchy, and this is just not.
Well, I have a theory for why they chose this version, because the other version it's a rag. It's like a bouncy Scott Joplin rag.
Yeah, and it's great.
And it's great, but it isn't mysterious and spooky enough. And in terms of creating a narrative for the film, they chose the version of the song that's more sus.
Well, they chose wrong, but I understand that rationale. I understand what you're saying.
Stand out from the other sus characters.
Yeah, I think this is purely the most forgettable of the songs in this movie.
Was that
good? There's things that are forgettable.
I think she just grabbed an undergarment and threw it across.
Oh yes.
I don't know. I know they're cats. I get it, but the coloring of the faces here.
Oh, these are cats.
Feels socially justicey interested. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Do I need to say it?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
The makeup looks very like Ralph Northam in his younger days would have enjoyed it. Is that too weird? You're gonna have to edit that out. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's some questionable things about race in this movie, because well, what they've done to Idris Elba is they've made his cat fur the color of Idris Elba's human skin, and that is not a color found in cat fur nature. So it just looks like Idris Elba is naked and
oiled. Want to move your head over?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It just looks like Idris Elba is naked and oiled in a way that I don't.
Like,
I find uncomfortable.
They just didn't give it the sheen. Like, that'd be fine.
Don't give it the sheen. I just make him a black cat. But like this weird, we're just taking his skin is weird.
Well, I mean, and I'm not sure how that would have worked, because if you make him like the colored, like this tape dispenser, like jet black, I'm not sure.
Well, they did it to everybody else. Victoria is not a white woman, and they've made her into a white cat.
That's true. That's true. Oh, that's weird.
Jason Derulo, they gave pattern to. It's just it's weird
true.
That they didn't. For
yeah.
Taylor Swift is not orange.
That's true. So I'm trying to think back to that critical race theory unit in the methods class.
Yeah.
And you're right. It could have been done, and they did it wrong.
And they just did it wrong. It's just one of those things, and they didn't do it good.
Yes.
The rest of this movie, no notes, but that
No notes. None.
Also,
notes.
The thing, like,
flawless
the very
execution, no notes.
the subtle licking of the giant piece of meat really bothers me too.
I want no food here. I don't like it when they eat food or cockroaches. I don't care for it.
They just had the gruesome consumption of garbage food scene, and I don't want to experience anything like that again. Oh, that's bothersome.
I don't like it.
Well, I had a friend say she turned on her TV to HBO, and this scene was playing. And she was like, I was willing to give it a chance because I know you, quote unquote, enjoy this film.
And
she said, I got to the dog and just the weird shoulder movements were too much. I couldn't watch any longer after this. One thing I appreciate is that they made the ears move in accordance with cat emotion.
Yeah, I think that's a good touch.
That I'm fairly confident that's a chicken bone and that dog's dying.
Yeah, that dog's not going to be able to like swallow that properly. He didn't pull out a rawhide. He pulled out a fucking like full ass turkey leg.
How did they attach that earring to her ear?
It's like the hook is like above it, and it's sort of just like dangling down.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, I don't care for this. I would like for this scene to be over, please. Thank you. I don't care for it. This is the bathroom break.
This is the bathroom break.
This is the bathroom break.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick bathroom break. See you all in hour 10.
Yeah.
Is that how much is left?
No, that's how long Jacob is gonna.
Oh my goodness! I just realized I've been sitting up really straight this whole time, and I'm gonna.
He's just fucking erect with attention. You must pay attention.
Oh, it's a good time for me to show off my sweater. It's not a furry if it's Broadway.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And this is.
If I do seem composed on the internet normally, that's a side that I can do that. I'm not lacking integrity by putting out that side, but I also have another side. So, I hope George Conway never sees this.
I think there's a pretty low % chance that this will ever cross his desk.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I'm just concerned because I have an interview tomorrow, and if they do a Google search and this shows up, I'm doomed.
Well, no, you're fine. You're the skeptic.
I am using your stage name and all of the
my stage name is my last name. It doesn't mean anything.
Well, KelleHerald. There's a good chance that might not come up.
Oh, okay, but I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think in the original musical, the opera part of Grell Tiger is the most beautiful piece of music in the entire musical.
And that's, of course, why they cut it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like they had to cut the whole song.
It's a gorgeous piece of music. It also has some dicey racial connotations.
That's right. No, I'm saying if you look at the lyrics, all you have to do is change the concept that he is some sort of race warmonger and change the bad guy, change the one line, and then make all the lines about the bad guys just something not about their race. Just they are the other breed of cats.
Right. Yeah, Jacob, did you like the race warmonger cat?
I'm going to be honest. I did not catch any of what you just said being what happened.
The cat who's like running the barge for McCavity his name is Grell Tiger, and he's based off a character in the original musical who had a song about how he was a pirate or whatever. Okay, hold on, I'll start from the beginning. So there's an actor cat who in his younger days played all the cool parts in all of the theater pieces, all of those, and one of the coolest he ever did, his name was Grell Tiger, and he was a pirate. And in the old musical, they do this flashback or like reenactment thing of one of Grell Tiger, the character's play. And in this play, he has a love interest who's like this white fluffy cat, and then their boat gets attacked by Siamese cats. And so in that song, they, the Siamese enemy cats, and then there's one racial slur, which is not good. Yeah, and
so that's a little messed up. I will say, hold on, just briefly. I think this section leading up to the intro of Old Deuteronomy is maybe my favorite like musical piece in the whole show. I really like the build and I think it's beautiful.
I agree exactly. Yeah, I like
I think
the
it's
opera
beautiful.
for similar reasons. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, in spite of like everything else that's going on, I just think this is a beautiful piece of music. ALW can break them out.
Yes,
Sometimes.
yes. Like yeah,
Oh, here she come.
that's when
Here.
it feels like they cut a lot of those gorgeous musical interlude moments that you get in the 1998 play and the stage play, but not here.
Yeah.
And most
People
of the
always say Cats is confusing, but they're looking too hard. It's just a list of cats. There's nothing to get. It's just here are some cats.
I get the boring objection. I don't get the confusing objection.
Yeah, because there's nothing to get. It's a list of cats, and then one of them dies. End of show. It's beautiful. Judy Dench.
Oh, she deserves
Dame
this. Skimble appears. Skimble is here.
Oh, Skimble MVP. All right, Jacob. My prediction is that you will legitimately like Skimble Shanks. That is my prediction. I think you will think he's a cool guy.
Most people do.
That is
even
so
if you don't like him.
bold.
I know, but that's my bold. I'm calling it now. He's not. You're not going to really interact with him for a little bit, but I think you're going to legitimately like what he brings to the table. I think it is easily the best number of the movie, easily, and I think you'll dig it.
That was one moment where they riffed on the original and made it better.
In a good way. Exactly.
In a good way.
I think they did a good job.
I wish they had kept his little vest. You could give him the red
The
pants
vest is
and
cute,
a
the
vest. There's Gus. I never noticed. In the background. Ian McKellen got vaccinated.
Yeah.
Yes.
He also got spayed and neutered as in concordance with
Lord.
being a cat. As Bob Barker would have wanted.
Yes. I hate how they didn't include this on the soundtrack. The soundtrack is like
section?
45 minutes.
Her first moment looking dead down the barrel. A prelude of what is to come.
You're right.
She looks right at me.
She's
the
looking...
Egyptian theater, cute.
The two cats outside. Bipedal cats. That's a nice touch.
Worship the cat. Okay, Ian McKellen, best performance in the movie.
Yes.
His number is like legitimately heartfelt. He did not have to bring it in that way.
I just noticed that one car license plate said Elm 24, and
I'm sure
one
that's
nice
something.
Well, I don't know why they didn't do TSE 1 like the 1988.
Like the stage show, yeah.
Yeah. Moon appears.
I like this big empty theater. I think it is a cool location to film a Cats musical.
How you feeling, Jacob? Are you doing okay?
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. I don't like popcorn, but I'm like chowing on it right now, and like
as a
the fact that that's my contribution to the conversation right now really tells you all where I'm at in the film.
That's fine.
Coming into this, I thought it was going to be 3 Cats fans talking about it, but I think the idea that there's someone here who's experiencing it for the first time. This is like a historical documentation that archaeologists will enjoy in 50 years.
Like honestly, I want to ask someone like at the end, like to find the exact moment I'm like converted into the cult.
Yeah, exactly.
I can feel it happening.
Yes. Yay!
Yeah, you're experiencing Cats as it was meant to be seen, with 2 fucking dorks talking over it constantly. We got some great people in chat. Communities is in chat. Orange Fox is watching with their cat. I love it. Chat, thanks for hanging out today.
Thanks for dropping by, chat.
I just had an idea. So, you know how movie theaters are dying? That whole thing?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So there's this pair of YouTubers who I'm not gonna we'll name them the Super Carlin Brothers. Have you heard of them? They're 2 younger guys who do pop culture analysis on YouTube, and they're big into Pixar and Star Wars and Harry Potter. And they rented out a theater a couple years ago, and they watched Incredibles 2, but they invited a bunch of fans to come and watch it with them.
Cool.
Like watch it, because then they would go and make all these videos analyzing it later. And I was thinking, if we wanted to do this, but like rent out a theater and just like do Cat's initiation with people. I'd probably sound like a psychopath to anyone else. But if we were, I don't know. I think that would be fun because this movie never gets old for a certain sect of the human race.
I agree with that actually, because my plan after seeing it the first time was like, okay, in a year I'm going to stage some live joke along with Cats, and that was obviously impossible this year for various reasons. So this is the cope. But maybe next year.
Oh, how cathartic! I'm honored to be a part of your catharsis.
Thank you. Yeah. This is a chapter, a year of my life has gone by since I first saw this movie, and I am a changed man.
Kevin, now, 2020 has not been, like, the best of years. Is there a possibility that Cats is responsible?
Now, I've heard this theory before.
According to that one meme. Yes.
People that say, like, oh, it ain't been the same since Cats came out. I will say New York lockdown was full the day a Target package arrived for me containing Little Women and Cats. So I'm not saying that it's possible. I'll hear it out. But, like, to blame it for this and then not also offer it as the solution, I think, is disingenuous. It is the symptom and the cure.
She just said, of course, but her lips didn't move.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yes. I don't know, that little, like, flowy, waltzy moment a minute ago, I used to listen to that while walking around campus, too, and that
I think it's cool.
Memories. I love what they did with the synthesizer here.
Yeah.
Sounds like stars.
I'm glad they kept the cheesy 80s synth and didn't like completely replace it with a modern sound, because that fucking cheesy ass sound is so integral to Cats as a show.
Agree. Oh, exactly. Like the thing they did at the beginning with the cat eyes, that sound.
Yeah, exactly.
That sound.
I feel like if they did more modern music, it would feel like very disingenuous and like a bit more like, I don't want to use the word cringe, but it'd be pandering, like, sort of thing. Where
yeah, exactly.
Like when like they do like the educational, like, don't do drug raps, how they always feel wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I liked the rave thing they did with the prologue, but other than that, I agree with you. It's probably like a stock.
I think they did a nice mix of updating it a little bit.
Why are these cats wearing shoes?
Because they're breakdance cats.
They're 10th Doctor cosplayers.
Other cats were dancing ballet and they weren't wearing slippers.
Yeah, I mean, that's because those two are called, like, the twins or something, and they're a dance crew, and so they always wear shoes, and I don't think it was negotiable on their Cats contract.
I turned it up.
This is why you get Francesca Hayward, ballerina, for your little movie. Because look at how she danced.
That's great. I remember I saw this and then I went into that same English class the next day. I didn't realize how important that was to me. And I told my professor, who's, has dignity but is also a creative person. And I separated those two things very much on purpose. And I was freaking out over it. And he's like, yeah, the dancing was great. And he meant that sincerely, as in nothing else about it was good, but I enjoyed
But the dancing was like when you go see a terrible play your friend is in and you're like, oh, the sets were so great.
Honestly, right now, it's one of those things where I'm still hesitant to call this like a movie experience because I haven't got enough story to justify that. But like the spectacles are nice. Like had any of these like songs or things like been in a proper movie, I would have enjoyed those scenes.
Sure, but that's Cats. Like, Cats does not have a narrative. It is a series of spectacle scenes.
I get that. I'm just saying they should. I'm saying that's a fault of the original
so all this business with McCavity kidnapping various cats is added for the movie. That is not an element of the stage show. That was them trying to inject some plot into the movie.
The original show is they're all in the same junkyard, and occasionally it will be alluded to that McCavity's out there and scary for some reason.
He's scary,
and you don't know anything else about him other than when they zoom in on like a McCavity wanted for everything poster. And other than that, ineffable. And other than that, there's no plot. Other than the vague concept that they all have identities and there's a cat who they don't like for some reason.
I will say, communities, the issue isn't just footwear. That's just like
that's what you've chosen to focus in on. Yeah, exactly. It's
This
the
is
one
the
that
one-
doesn't cause your brain to sink to madness like a fucking Lovecraft story.
It's the question that I thought I could get an answer that would satisfy me. The
Sure,
other
sure.
questions I have, I don't think I can get.
No. Yeah, the other
Got a little
questions I'll
taste
take
of
up with
memory
the
right here.
Almighty on my dying day.
Kevin, I think we should actually. Oh no, I have a podcast proposal for you. What if we were to do this once a month or something
Once a month.
with a new Cats person who hasn't
Oh.
seen it, and every week we just introduce a new person.
I could maybe do this like annually. I don't know about every month. I don't think I have the bandwidth for it. But like if we want to do this like they do Till Death Do Us Blart, where every
Yeah.
year we watch Paul Blart, then I would be fine with that actually.
I just found out about that this week.
Oh, it's good. And now you have like 6 episodes to catch up on.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean some sort of
Well,
weird
if you guys
meta
intend to do this every year, I promise I'll help Kevin set it up next year. But I will not be rejoining the game.
Well, you say that now.
That's
You
true.
say
That's true.
that
I still have an hour
now.
left of this film to like persuade me that this was not a mistake.
Yeah.
Wait
so,
until the end of the
um,
Skimbleshanks bit to make your judgments.
Yeah, exactly. So they, I'm worried that we're setting it up too much. Now we're putting too much sizzle on it. Honestly, the most disrespectful thing they've done is CGI snot coming out of Jennifer Hudson's nose in this scene, but it doesn't even look like snot. It looks like nose tears.
This
It
is
doesn't
true.
have the consistency of snot. It just looks like they've taken tear dot the fucking.
Wait,
computer
is it
effect-
tears? Because it looks like it's coming on either side of her nostrils. and not
Maybe
out
it
of her
is going down the side, but they don't put any like up by her eye. It's just all nose zone.
That's true. And plus, I feel like tears usually go down this
The
side,
other
not
side,
around your
yeah.
nose. Yeah. I get
Tears are outside.
Mm-hmm. That fur thing they did
If
with
you're
her
crying
face
like
is
an
impressive.
amateur, tears come out both sides. You cry like a pro.
Yeah. No, we all know from watching anime that tears are one spiral that comes down the middle of your face.
Yeah.
Or in retro cartooning world, there are three little drops that spurt out once out of your
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, we all know it's a fountain that comes out of the side of your eye.
It's a slightly opaque blue oval underneath your eye.
Yeah,
that
and it
just
goes-
hangs there.
Oh yeah.
So this is the original song, music by ALW, lyrics by Taylor Swift.
Beautiful
that was
Ghost?
written this is Beautiful Ghost.
This is
written
the
just
second
for the
song
show.
of Cats I am familiar with prior to this watching. There was Name Me the Cats I Watched With You, Beautiful Ghost, which Spotify recommended to me on like my Discover Weekly.
It was nominated for a Grammy.
Was it?
It was, which
Oh.
makes me so happy.
But not an Oscar. Oscars
No.
say no.
They they took it off the for your consideration list, or NBC did, Universal did. They took it off the list.
The Taylor Swift version is fascinating because she's doing what she thinks a British accent is. And it's very like high school theater Les Mis, where they're singing with a British accent. Whereas if you listen to British people sing, they are indistinguishable from American singing. It's not, you don't sing with a British accent.
You
Wants to be wanted.
Yeah. I just remembered. I saw this after going to the Cat Cafe in DC. It was my last day of finals, and I
Wow.
treated myself. It's all coming back. And then I just finished an essay in Farragut Square, across from the Washington Post headquarters. I was in the coffee shop right across from the Washington Post headquarters. I had submitted my last history final, and then I went to the Cat Cafe for 2 hours. I extended my stay for an hour, and then I went to see this. And I made sure every attendant at the Cat Cafe knew I was about to go see this movie.
No, with
Beautiful.
Cat Cafe, like, is it like a cafe, like with just cats, like a regular cat cafe, or was it a cat's cafe?
It's an amazing idea for a business. Thank you for that. And no, it was it was Crumbs and Whiskers, their DC branch, which I am honestly like terrified that it is going to close. I don't know if that sentence was grammatically correct. I'm worried it's going to close because of COVID reasons. But the one of two or three blocks from Georgetown is the non-kitten DC Cat Cafe, and I'm really worried it's going to close. So please donate I don't know how many viewers we have on this right now, but please donate.
Right now, we
We-
have 9 fellow
my
masochists in
goodness.
chat.
Yay!
Yeah, we just came down from 10, actually. They didn't like your pitch, or they're off to copyright it.
Yeah, like...
Oh, my idea.
Hold on, let me see if I have the bandwidth to send this link to my show friends. Hold on.
I think this song goes on a little too long and kind of rips Memory's feels a little bit. Tries to kind
Yeah.
of steal Memory's spotlight a little bit. And
That's a fair.
I don't support that. I think it's fine.
Okay, how do we feel about her singing this?
I mean, I love Dame Judy. She's a legend. Her pipes are a
Aw.
little rusty.
I think that's the most tactful way to express.
Well, we
it.
all know the story about Dame Judi Dench, right? That she was
We
in the
do.
original London production of Cats, and she like broke her fucking leg and couldn't be in it. And then all these years later, she gets to be in Cats after all.
There was a fantastic tweet from Randy Rainbow where his new cat like was just lying on the ground. He's like, "Look, it's Judi Dench."
It's Judi Dench.
That was like, and there was a substantial number of likes on that, which gave me hope for humanity.
Absolutely.
Yes. I don't know. This is look at that HD on the like filmmaking there. That's amazing. I mean, even if you think it looks weird, like the idea that they could put that many and manipulate that many individual hairs
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah, this is Monsters Inc. technology was all just building right to this.
Correct.
This is Sully's fault.
Yes,
Sully did
yep.
this.
Yep.
This is an HP Waternoose scheme to make children afraid,
Oh.
if I've ever seen one.
Oh my gosh, someone referenced the fact that Monsters Incorporated was a revolutionary moment for CGI technology. I love you.
Yeah, of course. Well, every Pixar movie, its premise is based on, oh, we figured out how to animate this. So Toy Story is about toys because they're like, well, we don't have skin for shit, but we have kind of like a shiny plastic thing, so we'll make shiny plastic people. And then Bug's Life is kind of a big step forward. And then Toy Story 2 is like, okay, the same thing, but like way more advanced. And then like, oh, we figured out beautiful water lighting effects. So here's Finding Nemo. We figured out fur. Here's Monsters Inc. We finally figured out people. Here's The Incredibles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Pixar Story, the documentary?
I think I've seen part of it.
It's really interesting to watch, like the progression of their understanding of CGI, because they tell you exactly that, like what they learned during each film, and
Yeah.
The Incredibles, as Brad Bird explains in that, was a huge turning point for their ability to just forget.
And part of that is Brad Bird not knowing what is possible and what is not possible in a 3D space. So he's like, no, we got to do people.
Exactly.
And he sort of busted through that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I remember actually watching the bonus features on Incredibles where they showed off like the hair, which was like a bit like they were so proud of it. Like they talked with so much excitement, like this. Look at what we did with this hair. Those are individual hairs. We nailed it.
When he's running and it's wet, they're wet hair. Don't you see?
There's some degree of like creative and strength of character, in that you can create something and spend so much time and emotional energy making it, and know that no sane, like normal casual audience member is going to notice or care. Like the idea behind so much that goes into a piece of media is the stuff you don't think about. Kind of like you hear from like Hans Zimmer and Alan Silvestri and the big name composers that a good film score is one that you don't notice.
You know what? I think you actually hit on why Cats is so beloved by you two. Cats isn't hiding all of those fun things that they're pulling off. Every moment is like you're seeing the lighting, you're seeing the choreography, you're seeing the music, all the things that are normally obscured by the story and plot.
Yeah, and I get to just look at the craft.
It's bare making right there in front of me.
Right.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're right.
And Sir Ian did not have to go so hard here. He did not have to go so hard here.
I wonder what he got paid for this.
Probably more than I'll make this year. Oh,
He's a
what a
little
king.
collar. What a nice man.
What a king.
I have a friend who met him. She went to a play of his in London, and she got to hug him, and she has it on camera.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
That
just
blue
like
scarf is nice character design.
yeah, and there's just this beautiful, like this song is beautiful about like that old actor who's been around and seen everything and has so many like stories to tell, and his glory days are long behind him. And putting like Sir Ian in there, where like it's beautiful. I think this is legitimately effective in a
Well, at
movie
this
that like
point-
is arguably effective. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Now, Jacob, like, have you forgotten, if you will, that how they are cat humans with tails? Like, I hate to wake you up out of your spell.
Like,
if
have
you
I
had
forgotten that they're cats with tails? Or
Have you been able to look past that yet? Because
honestly,
big critique was
that like has never really been like a big stopping point. It's a lot easier with the clothed cats because they're leaning into the human niche. When they don't have clothes, it's very jarring.
I get that. Look at this really neat illustration in the original book. It's like, I don't even know what it is, which character this is, but I think this is Fiend of the Fell. He's like falling on something.
Friar Farfiddle, the Fiend of the Fell.
Yeah, it's unclear which character this is describing, but it's really interesting. It's just cat on fire falling down on some rocks.
Yeah.
This is cute. Look at here's he's swinging on the bell. He's saving the child from the building that's on fire. It's cute.
Beautiful.
It's cute. Her in the basket's a little weird, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that she like presents to him, like raises her
Yeah.
leg and is like,
Yeah.
we're doing this.
And you gotta admire that, I guess.
Oh, I simply must.
I didn't think about the presenting.
Oh, she's presenting.
Oh.
Look at her face. Like
Yeah.
she's ready. This is working for her.
Well, and they're both, elderly British film stars. It makes sense.
Oh, and the lightning accent. It's beautiful.
His tail's wiggling.
Oh, he's so excited.
He's so excited.
He's so excited.
He's so excited. Is that a green screen there? Just there behind?
Maybe.
Potentially.
Yeah, they forgot that one. They're the one lying around.
Look at that red lighting in the background. Oh yeah,
I love it. Yeah.
That's to indicate that they're surrounded by potential threat, and evil.
Yeah, the beautiful like red light stage door. I think it's
Look, in my dreams of where I'm gonna be during the apocalypse, it's in some kind of big studio auditorium like this, surrounded on all sides, and I'm just enjoying the remainder of life with people inside a big auditorium like this.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I think I'm like half asleep right now.
I mean, that sounds good.
I feel like a theater is like the best place for the apocalypse, because like as like the danger is coming in, like it's hopeless. You can like do like the plane like down the Titanic and just put on a performance.
Yeah.
There's a part of DC with a bunch of
Wait,
near Nationals
just
Park.
Cavity when he does that, like
Imagine saying your name.
Okay. Everyone, pay respects. Listen up, fives. A 10 is speaking. Okay.
Wait, I thought that was later, but that's also now.
11:39.
At 11:39, nightmares ready to depart. Oh, I'm in the middle of something. Oh, it's locked.
This is important. This is my art.
What are you doing in there? Porn. It's less embarrassing
Porn.
than cats.
Watching porn.
I was asked not to yell.
Oh, well, it's impossible, but okay.
I have no clue why. Oops.
Fucking salute my king.
Look at that hat. It's a great hat.
What a fancy little cat.
Oh, it's so cute. This guy is extremely talented.
Yeah, what a dancer. He's a dancer first, which is like on the Cats Broadway show, like dancing is so hugely important. And so this is one of the few guys who's like a dancer first.
It's not Robbie Fairchild. What's his name?
Is this Stephen Ray? Do I remember?
Stephen McRae.
Stephen McRae. There you go.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, on Amazon, right? You have the extra.
I forgot he could do that. I'll be honest. Him wearing shoes is less disturbing to me than the bare feet.
I think it's nice. He wears his little tap shoes.
I think the shoes work here because he has pants as well that cover up.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Yeah.
He has little Mickey Mouse buttons on his pants.
He's making
also,
a train.
I would say, because they're like doing like the tap dancing. Had there been bare feet, then it would have been even worse.
For sure.
I feel like that is a creative choice that would not have been out of the bandwidth.
That's true. That's true. Had it been bare feet and still making the tapping sounds, I wouldn't have blinked once at this point in the film.
Yeah. Also, I just realized that is literally Mickey Mouse's outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
No shirt.
Except it would be shorts.
That's Mickey Mouse's color scheme. There's black shoes, brown black shoes, red pants, and the yellow shoes are his yellow fur.
This is where the scale gets completely fucked up. Is that like, what are they, 6 inches tall?
Well, honestly, it was one of those things where like, is this a dream sequence? Because he was dancing like on like stage props previously.
Yeah. And then we're about to cut to something where the cats are 4 feet tall. And this is where the scale just goes completely out the window. It
wasn't strong before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and then also like I get that logic is not a thing here, but there's no the setting of suddenly they're on a train track does not make sense. Like we haven't seen transfiguration or movement.
But this is also space. Like the only part that like this is where it like transcends. I'm like, yes, good. Let's play with the visual medium here. We're not on stage, so let's jump around a little bit.
Look how they put like a purple Photoshop airbrush above the London skyline. Yeah.
No.
That's a very narrow hallway. That's 1 toothbrush.
'Tis a train.
This was another song that I used to wake myself up in the morning. I would turn this on right as I left my dorm, and
this is my pump up jam. Actually, this is yeah.
Exactly. I was told not to yell in the middle of this podcast by my dad.
That's okay.
I'm a college student living at home. Okay.
Hey, listen.
It's you know what? This year, all of our lives are brazenly on display.
Yep.
There we go.
All the embarrassing shit you do is now finally available for your parents to fully experience.
You should see my room. Like it's this classic like cover of the New Yorker room where this looks fine, right? You should see my floor. It's like I should send you a photo just so you know it's I have 6 stacks of books over there, but that's my bed behind me, and whenever I kick the pillow off, I topple one of the piles of books.
Perfect.
There's just a tornado over there. Train turns, spinning, spin. He's spinning. Oh Lord, he's spinning.
No. No.
She looks sad.
I am too.
Also, this might be weird, but she looks really fluffy. I want to hug her.
Yeah, no, I want to cuddle Deuteronomy.
So yeah, I think that was a dream sequence. I think scale means nothing for that.
Okay.
Because they're right back in the theater after like dancing on like the theater's props.
Here she come. I saw this with one of my roommates, and they were sitting next to me, and they're a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I just started like hitting them on. I was like, look,
it's T-Swizzle, it's T-Swizzle.
It's T-Swizzle. They made
cat with just shoes
thermos.
Oh my gosh,
it's fucking great.
Why didn't they sell those? I would have bought one.
I bet you could get it on Etsy.
Yeah, it's a great DIY winter break project. There's one of your
dropping fucking
shoes but
party
no pants
drugs.
Things.
Yeah, shoes but no pants. Just like fucking roofing the whole party.
I saw there was a.
I don't think catnip
works like this.
That's the thing. It's kind of like the Trump presidency. Logic and rationality is not a thing here.
Got him.
But also like the Trump presidency, I don't think I ever want to do this again.
Oh, but look at this.
Here's
your McCavity song.
There was a review of this, and he said it was a little weird for me to watch, but he was like, I don't mind seeing her as a cat.
Wait, he broke every human law?
Yeah, including of them.
The cat committed tax fraud.
Murder, tax fraud, extortion.
I'm thinking war crimes.
Speeding. Yeah. Oh, yeah. War crimes. He broke the Geneva Conventions. All of them.
Oh, international.
This is another of my favorite numbers in the whole movie. I think this number is good.
That also
Are you
means
not
he also would have like broke like laws about like escaping from prison. I mean, at one point they arrested him and had him like in a prison.
All of them. He failed to pay
is,
his child support. Like
that is
all
a fight,
of them.
That is a fight you have with T.S. Eliot, not Tom Hooper or Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I'm not shooting shots at anyone involved right now. I'm because like personally, if they can make this and like sleep at night, I'm afraid of them. But
Oh, she has people coming from the ceilings here. This is like my favorite thing.
So good. I think Tay's good in this movie.
Oh,
This is basically all she does is this one number, but I think she's fucking cool.
I feel like her face just shrunk and then got bigger on her cat body just then.
Yeah, probably did. Somebody accidentally
like
dragged the tool, you know?
The Photoshop tool. Like layer mask. Yeah. I don't know, the sound of the heels on the floor. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I just want to put out that sentence fragment for you to observe.
The shoes on the floor.
Yeah. Oh, that's really cool stage lighting. Like, you have to admit, it's really cool.
It's cool.
5 lines or whatever in the back.
Yeah. All good. No notes.
That was really neat. She's really good at what she does.
She's fucking good at this. I don't know. Like, there's a reason that Taylor Swift is Taylor Swift. Like, she's not my fave, but like, no, okay. Yeah, you don't become Taylor Swift without talent, you know what I mean?
This is like unrelated to the current film, but in the movie The Lorax, both Taylor Swift and Zac Efron were like the 2 main leads. Those are the only 2 characters that do not sing in that film.
That's wild. That's fucking absurd.
Because this was also like very shortly after like the High School Musical days,
right?
Before Zac Efron transitioned into more like
when he was known for singing.
Yeah, exactly. Before he transitioned to more like mature roles, not target kids. Like when you pull those 2 names and you don't give them songs for your children's film,
wild. A movie that contains songs.
Yeah, no. Betty White got to sing.
Yeah. Ed Helms sings. Yeah. Just wait, the Onceler is in this movie, actually. It's a big crossover. No.
Well, this is a continuation of the
there's
Lorax.
your background. There's your background. There it is.
Wait, wasn't he wearing clothes earlier?
He was wearing clothes, and no, he's not.
I
thought I would be more annoyed by them taking a duet and making it a solo, but she makes it work.
I think she makes it work. I think what they've done here works. Poor Idris. God, poor Idris.
I was an orchestra kid who wanted to do theater too, but I had to, take AP classes to get into college, so I could only pick one performing art.
Look at that! Isn't that cool?
If they just let McCavity keep the jacket he was wearing when we first saw him, I think
it was fine. Yeah, but they strip him nude, and it does not go. It does not go.
Yeah, you're right. Oh gosh. Oh no. You're right, that is such a cool backdrop. Oh my goodness. Look at the stairs are lighting up. She has great makeup.
I think it's cool.
His eyes are messing with me. Why would they do that?
So that line where he says, "I'm the only contestant left," in the theater, I audibly said, "What?" And several people came up to me after the movie and were like, "Yeah, no, I'm glad you said something," because it didn't make any sense to me either. There are
there's still many other
contestants. Also, you're not disqualified if you get kidnapped. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Wait, if you're strapped to a boat, you can't accept your prize. So.
Oh, I see.
Maybe there is like certain circumstances like where like you have to be able to like accept. Maybe like the drug stopped all the other contestants.
Oh, I see.
She looks like a bunny. Her little ears stuck out.
Yeah.
Why would you bring Old Duramini to the other contestants?
He's kidnapped her.
I know, but like
this is his boat.
Old Duramini has the power to declare the new Jellicle cat, make the Jellicle choice, and now she could just point at any of them and like they get it.
Layer.
Oh, that's true. He thinks if he puts her in any sort of life-threatening situation, she'll
Yeah.
do it. Fitting.
You get Growl Tiger in here, and it's game over. God, they're gonna make her walk the plank in the fucking Cats movie. This is the greatest film I've ever seen.
You have to give them some credit for being, I guess, brave enough to bring Growl Tiger in at all.
I give them nothing but credit for everything they've done here. Not even all good credit. Just you deserve credit. You've done this.
Maybe participation point credit.
Yeah.
John Mulaney, partial credit.
Yeah, partial credit. Big ass H.
Wait, that's a nickname. Cats don't do nicknames. That's disrespectful to their culture. That's like the one thing I take away.
She sits in contemplation at the thought of her name all day long, and they just abbreviated it.
Old Doot. Gotta get Old Doot.
Names are too important to shorten.
I've seen this movie. Literally, how could there possibly be half an hour left?
You're
Literally,
right.
how is that even possible?
Well, it
Because
could
the credits
be
are 10
the
minutes?
credit. It could be the credit.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I'm scrolling ahead, and there's a lot of credits on this bad boy. There's 10 minutes of credits at the end.
Because they had to fit in Beautiful
We're
Ghost
talking through
somewhere.
all of them. We're talking through all of them.
Also, the cat tails are different lengths. Like, I don't know that one girl cat there's name, but her cat tail is definitely shorter.
Wouldn't that be true for like actual cats though?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think that checks out.
I wonder how they decided what length of the tails they would assign to each character.
You know what? This is probably why they made Mistopheles, the cat. That's a magic cat, right? Mistopheles.
Yeah.
They made him more bumblesome because now this moment
for
matters
this number.
when he...
Yeah, exactly. Can he do it?
Yeah.
Well, they notably decided not to have Rum Tum Tugger introducing or singing this.
Right, because in the Broadway show, they sing each other's songs, and it's definitely hinted that these two cats have boinked hard. That is the implication here, and they don't do that here.
I don't like it. I like this is a good song, and by doing the narrative thing with it, they don't let us enjoy it till the end.
One of the best songs in the show, but they just like do this like pitter putter. It's like I feel mixed because it does work in the context of this movie, but they also goofed up one of the best, most like exuberant songs, so it mixed bag.
I think it would have been possible for them to give us the melody we want while also doing that narrative thing with it.
Yeah.
Or maybe like do like a reprise where like it starts off with this slow like awkwardness and then it picks up into like the melody you're familiar with.
That's a big fork.
Yeah. Yeah, so the fork he was holding was like the size of a human fork, as it would be to humans. But it was so like what is the because the fork should be like as big as his torso.
It's kind of cute that he went over to her bed. Like when I conjure her, I'm gonna put her right back in her bed.
Yeah. Well, she's old.
Like, I know she likes her bed, so...
She ain't young Doot anymore.
Yeah, I also feel like lack of confidence, like, well, if I actually do like 5 feet above, this is going to be the best case
At least
scenario.
she lands nicely here, yeah.
You realize that is you've just come up with the prequel. Young Deuteronomy.
Young Deuteronomy.
And you just...
Origin of Jellicles. Dawn of Jellicles.
Well, it actually wouldn't even be Young Deuteronomy, because... Or maybe it would have just been like Deuteronomy, and then like they got the Jellicle choice last time, and that's how they became Old Deuteronomy, because the Jellicle choice wears off or something. I don't know. I want to do something with the name thing. I think it's such an interesting concept, like the true name, the name the world knows you, and your personal name.
Right.
Like,
you think it's gonna be like I think it's Aragon, where it's like, no, you have a soul name, and if someone learns your soul name, they can control you.
And the idea about like Old Deuteronomy, like I can give one cat a new life by giving them a new name, making the Jellicle choice.
Yeah. The mice scale is completely fucked.
Yeah, I was about to say. Like, I was thinking about, okay, so here, for reference.
So let's say that's a cat-sized cat, right?
This is a cat-sized cat, and a mouse would be, I have a stuffed mouse. Oh, it would be the size of this Nick Wilde Funko Pop.
Yeah.
Basically. So... the idea that those mice would be that small in his head is completely wrong.
Especially the fact that he introduced himself as like, I'm the smallest cat.
I'm the little cat. I'm just a little cat.
I'm a little bitty kitty.
I'm a little cat.
This is devolving quickly.
I'm the itty bitty kitty committee.
We can't devolve when we start at the bottom.
This would have been such a masterpiece as a 2D animated Don Bluth film. Or
Exactly.
Spielberg movie in the 90s.
Yeah, if you somehow get like Richard Williams to do this.
Oh, did he pass away? I forget.
Well, I
away.
assume.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, imagine.
Richard Williams. I watched Richard Williams' Christmas Carol last night. Fucking
That's a
incredible.
thing?
It's on YouTube. It's like 25 minutes long. Watch it.
Wow. Oh wow. Like, wait, he animated like a 2D.
Yeah,
You're
like
kidding.
a 2D Christmas Carol, and it looks like the wood etchings that would be like the chapter art or something.
Oh
it's
my
fucking
goodness.
great. Yeah, go watch
Why
it.
is that not on every list of Christmas movies? That sounds
know.
amazing. I haven't watched it yet, so maybe.
Yes, Richard Williams died in August 2019. He did not live to see Cats.
That's unfortunate. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I would have wanted him to see this.
I wanted him to see this.
One thing that brings me a lot of joy is that the T.S. Eliot estate released a statement saying he would have enjoyed it.
T.S. Eliot, he'd been like, no, this is what I wanted. This
He
reveal is good.
They said the non sequiturness of this.
That it's like her singing the admonish, like the praise, like you did it. I think that's nice. After this, like the approach they do works. It's just a very different song.
And
we kind of get into it here at the end. We kind of build to the traditional version of it.
There's a Buster Jones
I don't care for
hanging
this.
around in the
Oh, I
background.
don't care for that. I don't like it. Wee.
Oh, that's cool.
Wee.
They use that in a lot of the marketing materials.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's just like Harry Potter. Like now he's
that's
fucking
Mickey Mouse and
surprising that
Fantasia.
here at like the hour 20 minute, when
Now
all
it's sword and
suspension
stone,
of disbelief has
like-
been thrown out the window, I'm once again like not okay with what they're doing.
Yeah, now he's like fucking Merlin, like putting the books in his thing in Sword in the Stone. Like, you know what I mean? Like now we're in a different
yeah.
world.
Hidgetus Fidgetus, where he's got
Yeah.
Yep. I watched that a lot in elementary school. I think I had a Sword of the Stone birthday at one point.
It was a good flick, I think.
Yeah.
No idea if it holds up, but it was good when I was a baby.
It was good stuff. Man, lots of good animation fan service there.
Yeah.
Milk Call was on his game.
There was that little lady squirrel who's very horny.
Right. There was Madam
Turn it-
Mim with the shape-shifting thing. That
Madam
was...
Mim, she's cool.
Imagine directing that.
I
Going on the
can't.
boat. I can't. Just give up right there. Oh.
Meow!
Did someone say meow?
McCavity just did.
Did he really?
When he did his magic.
Which is
He
super
also, of
flesh
course, earlier
Wait,
said,
wait.
ineffable, which was great.
Did you know
Yeah,
there's
but
a
Jenny
podcast?
Anydots has again ripped off of her skin as like a superpower to help her get out of chains. Why didn't she do that earlier? Fuck me if I know.
Yeah, because it was convenient to the plot.
Yeah.
Also, that skirt. Hold on. Is that a skirt or like overalls?
What she's wearing, it's like a onesie. It's like a it's like a
okay.
jumper.
Sure. Oh man, you just got rid of that guy. He can sing really well if you let him. The words would be problematic, but he can sing. That was weird, but okay.
That's a weird reprise. That's a weird callback.
What if imagine they put that on the soundtrack?
Yeah, 0 seconds.
What does that say? The Meow Club?
I have to believe they gave that reprise just because Ian brought it for the first one.
That's right. He
Mhm.
earned his callback. Like how you bring in Henry Ian Cusick as Desmond, and like, okay, we know we're going to do 3 episodes, but if he does really good in these 3 episodes, we'll bring him back as a regular character.
And then it becomes like the character for the
The
rest of the
fan
series.
favorite character. Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think about sometimes how the whatever. I studied this in the U.S. film history class I took, and I forget what the people who rate movies, the rating,
Critics?
the NRCC, is that what?
Oh, the MPAA.
Yes, that's it. Like they had to sit through this and say, okay, we're gonna give this a PG. Like they could have said G because the audience will be
There's
nulled
no curse
into.
words, but they're like, this is not appropriate for kids.
I think
Exactly.
was it the drug use of catnip?
Something like,
Or
let's look up
or
the
sex,
fucking
yeah.
MPAA rating of cats. I want to see what they.
Crude humor and substance use. That's probably my guess.
Yeah. Where do you find that?
Possibly violence as well.
Yeah.
Because
Peril.
they did just they threatened
Mild cartoon violence.
Yeah.
Frozen was PG for mild peril.
Let's go to common sense.
Well, I mean, like there was the point where like Elsa had icicles like at some dude's throat and was about to like go full on, making it.
That's actually very fair. Yeah, she was about to stab him with ice needles. Yeah, it's fair. She has to kill a dude. The girl that you have, the princess character that you have every little girl dressing up in the country almost killed someone.
They say some rude and suggestive humor is why this movie is rated PG. As
Nothing else. They didn't say anything else?
No, they said rude and suggestive humor.
I mean, I guess they have, like, in the span of the film, with several naked characters, already have done, like, 3, like, crotch hits as jokes.
Yeah, basically stuff like that is rude. Yeah, they were like, okay, not for babies, but 6-year-olds who watch Shrek can fucking watch this.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom and Jerry has that stuff. I guess
Tom and Jerry has, like, but I feel like
Tom and Jerry did not have Rebel Wilson pointing her crotch at the camera. Tom and Jerry, I've seen Tom and Jerry.
I did too. I watched that on my iPod Touch all throughout middle school. Also, there's a constant movie musical thing, and I'm not an expert, where you have to walk the line between acting it as the character in the scene and the story would act it, and also singing beautiful music in a way that the audience members can enjoy the song. And I think she was a little too far onto the acting side of the spectrum. Yeah,
she nails the part that you need to nail, like the part that's like, oh, this is the important part of memory. But I don't think that's her fault. I think that's how she's directed to do it. But I wish more musicals would just be open about it, and like we could go back to like Singing in the Rain, and it just be completely unabashed. None of this half-ass performance. This is a Tom Hooper special because they do this in Les Mis as well. I'm like, just let them fucking sing the song. Good God, stop pussyfooting around.
We might lose any viewers we have, but I like Russell Crowe singing.
I think it works for that movie.
Like the thing is, like I kind of on the opposite thing, like where like I want to see them like act rather than sing. Like I like even if that means the song's less good. Like think about like tale, like the Fido Goes West, and like his like that terrible, like as a song it's awful. As a moment in that film, it's amazing. So like I want my characters to like act well, and if they sing bad because they're acting well, that's fine.
I think Hugh Jackman walked that line really well.
Yeah, I think he did. I think Hugh Jackman is legitimately good in that movie.
What did you think of Sacha Baron Cohen in Les Mis?
I like what he did better in Sweeney Todd, where he's kind of doing like, once again, like I am the comic relief in a dark movie. I am not a fan of those two characters. They have never, like, Master of the House is like a fine song, but like it goes on for way too long. And it happens twice, and one of them is like the second to last song. That like drives me nuts. I'm Cosette's about to go see her dying dad, and I have to sit through like 5 more minutes of Master of the House.
It also interjects into One Day More, where it doesn't like blend in with all the other songs.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching Les Mis the other day, and I was realizing he does not try for any sort of melodic alignment with the song. He just kind of says it. And I don't know. I know they're trying to really go for the Victor Hugo morality contrast, but they really went for it and Tom Hooper really like tried to show the moral depravity of that little inn. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't think you needed to have the Santa scene, if you know what I mean. They did not need that.
Yeah.
Touch me. Also,
Yeah, she kills this part.
I can barely hear her over the orchestra.
Yeah, it is very. It's. They just did her so dirty this whole movie. Played up the orchestra too much.
Yeah.
I want to hear Jennifer Hudson.
Have you seen Sing?
No.
I just did again and it's absolutely spectacular, and she's in it.
Sing. Okay.
Sing. I've seen
Absolutely
Sing as
amazing.
well. I will say,
Do you see Sing?
when I saw Sing, the previews misled me to what I was going to be expecting.
How so?
In all the previews, it made it seem more like it's going to be fully this like American Idol-esque like song showcase, basically. And I expected there to be like a point of competition and like things like that, but it was really more about the plot got in. Like, it wasn't a bad film. It's just, like, not what they sold on any of the previews. They, like, hid the story from you.
Well, and that's kind of almost how they marketed Cats in a way. Like, this is a cat American Idol.
Yeah, but, like, Cat delivers on that promise of what that is. Everyone's singing their song to get the Jellicle choice made for them. And, like, that's it. Like, but Sing doesn't deliver in that capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're getting all these interpersonal relationships, and that's, like, the meat of Sing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did you know that was directed by the director of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Sing. It was written and directed by that guy, which kind of explains a lot.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does. No wonder it has that weird offbeat British, vaguely British thing to it. I don't know. I really like Jennifer Hudson's voice, that thing that she does, you know. But I don't know. I'm not. I guess I'm not like a musical theater professor either. But I feel like I just like Elaine Page, and there's like that kind of elderly matronly thing that she has that Jennifer Hudson's like a young, vibrant person, and part of the whole concept is behind Grisabella as the character is that she's suffered, and I don't really get that here. No problem with Jennifer Hudson, just the casting choice wise.
Yeah.
Elaine Page, what are you doing?
I mean, I think it's one of those cases where Elaine Page just is not a name for most of America to get a movie made in a way that Jennifer Hudson might be.
Susan Boyle. Cast Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle.
You know she didn't win whatever contest, I forget.
Whatever contest that was.
She didn't win. She was like a finalist.
Did Jennifer Hudson win her season of American Idol? I don't know if she did.
That's a good question.
Susan Boyle didn't win, but I believe Simon still signed Susan Boyle separate from the competition.
All right. That's good. Look at that sun thing in the background. You know what this looks like? There's this really cool place in Maryland called Glen Echo Park. It's like an artist colony thing that was also an amusement park a long time ago. Like a long time ago when photos were black and white. I don't know what year. And it's a lot of the buildings are just like art studio-y with weird pieces of art equipment sitting around studio barns. And this looks like that.
So Jennifer Hudson did not win her season of American Idol. She lost to Fantasia. But that is a pretty constant thing throughout American Idol, is that most of its most famous contestants did not win their respective season. Kelly Clarkson won hers, and she is an exception. And Carrie Underwood won hers, so that's another exception. But like Adam Lambert did not win his season. Jennifer Hudson did not win her season.
I don't know if there's anything to really support this, but it seems to be a very common trend in a lot of those singing-based shows, including things like The Voice and other like similar things, where I think it might be one of those things at a certain point before this season ends, they realize like, I'm gonna sign this person. So if the people who are becoming famous have already been signed, and it's like, well, hey, you already got assigned, so we're gonna give the competition to the other person.
That could be.
This is not on the soundtrack either, which is a shame because it's really pretty.
Yeah. McCavity's at it one more time.
There's the Russell Hotel.
Okay, wait a minute.
Cute.
I think I misunderstood the Jellicle choice. I thought it was like you get a new life. I didn't think it meant like you get sent to heaven because you're
you
dead.
get sent to heaven in a hot air balloon.
Yeah, it's like the Cat 9 Lives thing. You get to go to your next life. That's how it works. Keep up.
And he can't teleport. He can't make it.
Oh, she's pretty.
Oh, she's
That's
dying.
The Grand Feral Hotel. Okay, that's something.
Yeah, they're all cat names.
Oh, they're hugging. That's cute. Ew, they're sharing shrimp.
Oh, that's what that
That's
was.
weird.
They could have just let the cats hug instead of this whole neck rubbing thing, and it would have been so much less weird in these scenes.
Yeah, and I understand that like cats nuzzle. It's the way they do it in this movie, where they nuzzle for a second and then stare deeply into each other's eyes, that I find very distressing.
What, like this? I don't know. Sorry.
Garfield, get out of here.
There he is.
Where's his song?
Good question.
If
Would that
Garfield
be
had a
funny?
song, would he have been the Jellicle choice?
That's actually,
he would have been
that
my
is an
Jellicle choice.
amazing fan movie idea. Where you take a bunch
put
of
Garfield in
famous
here.
famous
Get all the other
cinematic
famous
cats. Yes. Including the ones behind you.
Jonesy from Alien.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what I'm
I think there's
saying.
something here.
Meowth from Pokemon.
Yeah. I just wanted to sing my song.
I mean, and not to take a moment of comic relief and make it serious, but I've noticed for some reason, whenever I have the soundtrack on, my creativity, like coffee ability
Spiraling.
to create creative ideas, it's amazing how much this like spurs the engine for me, at least. I don't know.
It's pure creativity. There's no other form or function to it.
Like battery charging it live into my brain. It just works. I don't know.
I know this song ends the show, but like this goes on for way too long. Of her, Judi Dench, just staring into the camera and singing slowly.
And they cut a stanza, by the way.
Oh God, cut more. Like in a movie, the ending is Jennifer Hudson floating up into the sky. End of movie. But they just like keep this because they have to, and it takes 8 years.
Well, the 1981 version cut only one stanza, and then the
cut
more
more.
recent version cut a whole bunch more.
Cut more.
Cut 3 times more.
Please.
And also, they really do he does spell it AD-dress, so address. So I don't know if that's a British thing.
Dressing of the cats.
Address, yes.
That feels like one of those things where you go back and you read anything from like the 1700s and you're like, oh, the rules of the English language were not set. We had not fully figured this out.
Oh, it took so much self-control for them not to look at the camera.
Random hyphens, spelling was way different then. It was just a wild time.
Like the cat on the right now that's just like looking in bewilderment and like confusion. Like I relate so deeply.
That has huge eyes. Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that guy put a lot of effort into his work.
Oh God.
That's cinematically, that shot with the sun is beautiful.
Yeah, it's just like, can we end it there?
Oh, they don't even end it at the end of the song like they should. They carry it on for this weird conversation.
Going.
How are you feeling, Jacob?
It's worse than Return of the King. It just keeps
I'll
going.
give my full thoughts. I don't want to like interrupt the end because.
Well, thank you for being so respectful.
But it's one of those things where it's just like if they wanted to keep the song going, they could end at a moment and then just have this be like in the credits.
Yep. Yeah, there should be credits scrolling right now.
Times are too expected to the dances your respect. So that's a good song. Andrew did a nice job. My man.
Still going.
It's gotta get those beautiful Trafalgar Square shots.
Must we?
Look at that tail. That's a really long tail.
It's a beautiful tail.
I don't know. I have this huge itinerary plan thing for when I go back to school. And like I want to, for the first week and maybe longer, to wear a costume of some kind every day of school. Like
think that's beautiful.
I plan to buy one of those inflatable T-Rex costumes. I guess I'm spoiling it for people. I don't know. I'm sure people are lying in wait to hear what I'm going to do.
Absolutely.
Well, absolutely, of course. I'm planning to get a inflatable T-Rex costume. The Phantoms of the Opera's outfit when he in the masquerade ball, the red thing, the poofy
Cool.
red thing.
Yeah.
And then I'm still deciding between Skimbleshanks and Rumpelteazer.
What you need to do is for all the costumes, you need to get them like a size larger so they can like still be worn by you. But then like you don't do the T-Rex until the second week, and then the T-Rex is wearing all the outfits.
Oh my gosh!
Here comes the
T-Rex.
face.
The T-Rex.
Face.
Oh my gosh! I didn't see it. It reappears.
It reappears at the
I
end.
never noticed that.
It's a bookend.
How did I not notice that? That's great music. This is how the 1998 one is.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, 100%. This is a cult, you guys. Are you okay? 100%. Like, I will say this. I was a lot harsher on Cats than I should have been. But I think the degree of which I was more mean to Cats is much less than the degree that you guys were more in favor of Cats than it was deserving.
See, I feel like if people actually saw it and were tried to be open-minded, the level of vitriol would go down at least 20%.
Yeah, but I think also, like, the level of, like, it's one of those things where it's like, this was a fun experience. I will give it that. But to call this a film feels like a stretch.
You're right. It is
To
cinema.
call it a film. Yeah, that's right. It's a film.
It's a yeah. It's I'm sorry. It's Les
yeah.
twins, not the twins.
It's one of those things. Like here's what I'll say. It did everything it sought to do. It did amazing. Like the music, the choreography, the cast, everything was done great. I don't know why they did it though. Like they achieved their goal. I don't know why it was their goal. Is where I'm at with that.
That's actually good analysis. Exactly.
At what cost?
Yeah.
Like
why
to
did they
what
do
ends?
this?
Yeah.
This was not on the soundtrack either, which is a shame. This is
Disgusting.
a nice
Disgusting.
I will say I wasn't a big fan of Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat like you guys thought I might have been.
Really?
Aww.
The tap dancing and the.
It was one of those
That's a
things where,
shame.
like, the problem with it was a lot of what Skimbleshanks' lines were like, I'm the cat everybody knows, is that cocky young arrogance. But then he also had this twisty mustache that made him like look much older. Then I was like,
Yes.
it's just like it kind of like it's like he's an arrogant adult, and that's just like a bad person. An arrogant child, that's a fun archetype. Arrogant adult, it's just like get out of here.
Yeah, in the original or whatever, he does not have a mustache, and the mustache
Yeah.
bothers me. I don't like the mustache.
I will say I don't know if it's just Ian nailing it. Ian's cat was my favorite cat.
Oh, okay. Good. I'm glad.
That whole like I used to be a great actor and I still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and here's the Tay Swift version of Beautiful Ghosts.
Our family went to Germany, don't ask why, in late last year, and
Sure.
I was so excited for this to come out, and I listened to this song on repeat while we were in Germany. So I also associate this song with adulthood and freedom.
Oh yeah. If anyone enjoyed this and wants about 20 some odd more hours of it, Podcats, the pod about cats, was the show I did for like 4 months leading up to this movie. It currently resides on the feed that is now Advanced Community Studies. So if you scroll back, you can find all the Cats episodes. Just if anyone watching this is interesting. And
I was not involved with that, although I wish I could have been.
I didn't know you at the time, I'm afraid. But yeah, and also I'll release the audio version of this on the podcast feed probably a week from today.
I'm trying to describe this feeling that I'm having. I am considering asking the Hilltop Show leadership team if I can put this recording on our channel, but I doubt they would let me. Like, I'm in charge. I want to make that clear. But
ask away.
I am also a compassionate leader, and I don't want to force them to have their names attached to something they don't want to have their names attached.
Even though I could force it, I won't.
Could. I have that power.
Well, Jacob, thank you for signing up.
Yeah, no, this was a fun experience.
I've seen it. Thanks for handling the lion's share of the technical stuff.
No worries. I'm actually once we wrap up here with Close Down, I'm actually about to get right back to the grindstone because I have another stream tonight at 8. We're doing the Christmas one shot on my Twitch channel.
Oh yes,
we're
that's
doing
very exciting.
5e D&D adventure, except the story is that local billionaire Ebenezer Scrooge has hired the adventurers to deal with the ghost problem he's been having. And
that's very exciting. I can't wait. And I need to go back and watch Oops All Warlocks. I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, that's on my YouTube now. I uploaded the VOD. I didn't promote it or anything. I should have though. I'm probably
okay. Look at all of these the first thing that comes up when I watch when I type in Oops All Warlocks. So
there was a massage therapist.
Transformation captain, sports therapist.
There was a physiotherapist. There was a cat sounds programming guy.
Additional cat design.
Sound consultant.
Halo head of film.
Re-recorded at Halo post-production.
See, I don't know. I mean, I understand it's
Legal
fun.
services, they do have lawyers. We'll be hearing from Harbottle and Lewis LLP.
you know, and here's one thing. Like, I understand the vitriol. I get it. I also I know how fun it is to use big words to make fun of something that in many ways deserves vitriol. But look at all of these people who worked their tails off for years to create this piece of art.
Yeah.
I hate Mark Rothko, but I don't talk about it extensively on the internet.
Honestly, a lot of my hate from cats just becomes me and Kevin are good friends, and hating cats is a fun way of messing with Kevin. I think I posted. I think I had
Because I directed Cats. Tom took credit, but I directed.
During Kevin's post, hey, we're coming up with the 1-year anniversary of Cats. What should we do? And I was like, well, an apology would be nice. Was my reply.
and now look at you now.
Yeah.
Look at this is the list of all the digital artists. Look at that paragraph.
I know. It's a ridiculous amount of people and work and time and money that goes into even movies that you don't like.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying everyone has to like every movie. I certainly don't. But sometimes it is nice to try and find the beauty in all this labor.
Also, if you hate a film, don't need to be public about it. Don't at the creators. Don't be that person.
Yeah, don't bring it to people personally.
Don't hurt the people involved. If oh man, I did not enjoy that film. And it's also different when it comes to films that are have moral issues where it's this film did something that is
different.
Morally reprehensible.
Mulan, for example.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead and at the creators Mulan for their mistakes there. But
yes.
Don't yell at the sound designer of Cats because you didn't like a song.
Yeah, no.
Yell at Kevin Lanigan. It's at TV's Kevin Lanigan.
Yes, please send them right to me.
I just saw a lot of weird personal adding of Tom Hooper. And I was like, why?
Yeah. Why? Yeah, don't make it personal. You didn't like a movie. It's whatever. Yeah. People are ridiculous.
Maybe it wasn't even at him. It was just how would you spend your life creating this piece of abomination? Just some man.
How'd you spend your life not creating this piece of abomination?
I'd rather try to create something crazy and rebellious and fail than never create something. And I guess that's easy for someone who does cartoons and has had a good time of it to say, but
yeah.
Yes. So I was on Letterboxd right now, and Patrick Willems in his review said, "There's no way I can give this any kind of numerical rating. It transcends good or bad. It's a deranged, nightmarish vision committed to 100% by everyone involved. It should never have been made, but I'm so glad it was. One of the best times I had in a movie theater in 2019. I'll probably never watch it again." And I agree with all that except for the last part. Because this is my third time.
I was about to say, and be jokey about it. There's nothing wrong with being a deranged nightmare, but I kind of mean that sincerely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There is something unique about a piece of art being a deranged nightmare, and I'm not laughing after I say it. There's something really interesting about creating something like this just for the sake of having done it with your life. Used your time on Earth to create something like this. Exactly. That's it. I love how, look at that. The end, it was made by Perfect World Pictures.
And truly, a world where we all embrace cats is a perfect world.
Yes, indeed. Look, I'm doing that right now.
Oh, it's beautiful. So we're probably
have a
shutting down
dog.
the stream here. Thank you to
Yeah.
everyone that watches with us live. Thank you to everyone who's watching the VOD later or is listening to this in an audio format. Thank you to my two friends for showing up here
Yeah.
to do this with me on a Sunday afternoon. And I think the world is a movie market that has cats in it is infinitely better than one that does not.
I agree completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
That will
yeah.
take chances like this and fail this hard is
What was Cats even a
He's
box office
dead.
failure? Didn't do well?
it was
the box office
miserable.
failure, blah,
Oh,
blah.
Yeah, box office mojo.
I hope
for
it has one of
Cats,
those
which
rocky-
opened against The Rise of Skywalker. I will remind
A
everyone.
lot of confidence. A lot of
Yeah.
confidence from Cats.
Oh, I'm sorry, box office mojo server error. So I guess we'll never know.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. I
Cats
forgot.
theatrical gross.
I hope it has some sort of Rocky Horror Picture Show, like once a week screening thing at private theaters, just so it can
I
rack
agree.
up that
I
money
think
over
this
time.
is slated for exactly that. So Cats grossed $27 million in the United States and Canada and $47 million in other territories, bringing it to $74 million worldwide on a $95 million budget,
Oh.
not including any advertising or marketing.
I don't know. I half expected you to say $60 for budget, but I don't know why I did.
12 US dollars. Well, you got to pay Idris. You got to pay Idris. You got to pay Judy.
Yeah.
You got to pay Tay. Anyway, thank you everyone for showing up for this stream. Have a good rest of your day.
I will heavily market the posting of this, the live stream having,
Yeah.
the video version as well as the SoundCloud.
Absolutely. So I'm about to hit end stream. YouTube will often take a little bit of time to like convert it into a fully functional video, but I will let everyone know when it's ready.
All right. Well, I'm also gonna hit end stream on my end.
Bye.
Beautiful.
Bye, everybody.